Hi everybody, and welcome back. I took a few things apart here and got the chassis more isolated now. Learning more and more about it. I've taken some of my schematics. I got the smaller version and I blew up a couple of them, and I'll show you what I'm working at right at the moment. Okay, I wanted to start out with the transformer. Transformer's up here, and Bakelite blocks. Remember before, the last one I said I forgot what they were called, they were Bakelite blocks. And Philco is known to have a few. This one actually has 4. And I mean, they're pretty clean. The first one, I've got some other footage here I wanted to show you, get a better close-up. Because the first thing I noticed that it had wires, these wires here as a matter of fact, running underneath this Bakelite. And I thought, oh my goodness, that can't be right. What did they do? Did they like not tighten it down all the way or something? And then they come to find out that there's actually a slot down here that things can run under it. It's like there's a little boss right here, and it holds it off of the chassis a bit. So that was, something else I learned, because I've never dealt with these before. Most of the time what I do is I've gotten later radios from the 40s, 50s and 60s, and worked on those, and I usually just repair them. So as far as trying to actually restore one, I'm digging into the things that I really haven't gone to before. And this is, as I said, 35 Philco, so it has a lot of things that that'll be a first time for me. Learned something else too about these dog bone resistors. I had, you can see there's a couple of them in here, and I'm going to try to zoom in on this as best I can. But all the resistors are these dog bones, and they're all different sizes, and they don't tell you what the wattage is. Here's see if I can get this kind of close. This is part of my blow-up, part of my schematic. Now here's the parts list, and there's another side to this also, but right now the parts that I'm looking at are mostly all over here. So I'm even on here when they talk about resistors, condensers, all they just give you the working value, like in the condensers or capacitors. These are 0.015, 0.015, 4.0, 4.0, and those are the electrolytics. It doesn't tell you is it 25 volt, 25, 3500. So in the same way with the resistors, it doesn't give you like a watt, like a quarter watt, half watt, one. But I found out, I went on the forum, the Philco forum, and I can't remember the guy's name that runs that. But anyway, and I'll mention him later. I'll put it down in the bottom, and I'll give you a link because it's a great site. He's got some pictures that shows that the different sizes, like the real big ones are 2 watts, and the small, come down a little bit, 1 watt, and then it goes into half and quarter. So that helped a lot. And they'll give me an idea when I start ordering them. And then, and here's the transformer part, and on my, I have to kind of like lay it together like this, but then I can kind of see what's going on. And you know, bless them, they've got everything, even though they don't have like wattage values and stuff like that, they have each little thing, each part numbered, and you come over here and so you can look them up, and that gives you a big help. So that's what I've been doing. I'm just trying to study these things basically. And having said that, let me show you something here, because I'm having a hard time running these wires down. You know, I've heard, you know, we've all heard John say many times, you know, it's just like a road map. Follow the road map. Though the thing is, when they put the maps together, not exactly the way the real terrain is. And, I mean, you know, so it takes a little time and a little practice. Now, looking up here, this is Table 2 power transform data, and it says the primaries, terminals 1 and 2, 120 volts. It says primary. The only thing is, these are supposed to be white, and so I'm not really sure how that goes. I mean, would they bring, would the primary, normally you see the primary on one side and the secondaries on another side. So I'm digging into that a little bit deeper too. And then over here on these side, it says the filament of the 82 should be blue. And that's 6 and 7. Well, 6 and 7. Back up 3 and 4 is for the filaments. 6.3, and those are black. Now that might just be them going down there. I have to check that out. And like I said, 6 and 7, which gives us I can't even read that now. I will read it later though. For the filaments of the 80, that's supposed to be blue. I cannot, it's hard to determine, because there's this this weird, it's like greasy but not stuff, dirt that's on these, and I need to clean them up, but I don't want to clean them with something that's going to destroy the wire, because the wire is actually pretty good. They're supposed to be blue, and then 9 and 10, 630 volts AC, and those go to the plates of the 80, and that's yellow. And I can kind of tell those are yellow there. There's some yellow ones, I believe. And then the center taps, terminals, looks like 5 would be the center tap of 3 and 4. That's a black yellow tracer. And then the other one I believe is 8, which is the center tap of 9 to 10, and that's a yellow green tracer. So that's what I'm having a hard time figuring out what the colors are. And if I can dial it down to where I know they're going, I know this is that, I'm just gonna have to go through and test this, test that, test this, test that. And I think it'd be better if I did that on another video coming up. That way I can maybe show you quickly, you know, tape while I'm doing it, but then just kind of show you in fast mode, or this one was here and that was there, so you can see where they was, and that instead of me spending all this time trying to find them. So, but anyway, my main thing right now is that I was gonna check the coils out, but before I do that, I want to get a little bit better look on the tracing where this goes to that, and make sure I've got the right points and everything anyway. Because if I'm poking around there, I don't really know what I'm doing. It's not going to help. You know, this is like, when you think about it, it's compared to some of those radios, this is like wonderfully simple. But the way they've got it laid out in the parts, you know, it's not familiar. It's not that familiar. You know, that old shoe feeling. Normally you go in, you'd see resistors that, you know, there'd be like paper caps and stuff. You know, okay, that's cool. This stuff here is all, it's, you know, I mean, it's simple, but it's like wacky doodle as far as seeing it before. So I'm gonna probably cut this video short, because I just wanted to show you, give you a quick update. And the reason I'm not popping them out right away, because it really takes time to study this, and I want to do this right. Not just because myself, but it is a big thing. I want to make sure that when I get done with this time, I can go maybe to a model that's a little more complex and feel comfortable doing that. But since I'm sharing it with you, I'm going to make sure that I dial it in right. So if you look at this and say, well, I'm going to try that. Hey, I remember Carl tried this. Let's see what happened when he, you know, you go in there and you use that for a reference. Because mine is a lot more simpler than a lot of other guys. Although maybe I don't explain it as well as some of the other ones. But, so we're just going to take our time with it, and I'll do little pieces here and there and bring it to you. Little pieces here and then bring it to you. And I'm trying this, I got the mic on, so when I do use the other camera, or the, you know, the phone camera and stuff, and that, the video or the audio should stay in the same with the video. So that's that for right now. And I have another thing that I want to down the road show you. I've got some other projects going that, even though this is going to be the primary one, there might be times if I'm waiting on something I can't really do a lot, I'll flip over. I got myself, and this is a while back, a Wall & Sack T1500 reel-to-reel tape recorder. The main reason I wanted that model is like when I was a kid in the early 60s, my dad, you know, I had a guitar when I was, from the time I was a little kid. And by the time I was around 12, he got me a really nice Fender electric, a Mustang as a matter of fact. Because he knew that I was going to stick with it. You know, it wasn't like I jumped on some other instruments and tried the trumpet, tried the trombone, and then it wasn't me, you know. So when he knew that I was going to start playing guitar, he got me this, but they didn't give me an amplifier. And so after a while, I'm saying, Dad, I got an electric guitar, you really should have an amp. Well, he ended up giving me his Wall & Sack 1500, just like the one I got now, to use it for an amplifier. And it's a tube amp. I mean, just like the Princetons and the Champs of those days, it was like a little tube amplifier, and it sounded great. So, and I wanted that. And I wanted to have a reel-to-reel, so it kind of like, you know, it two birds, one stone kind of thing. So I picked this up, and matter of fact, I got a hold of Tim at Clyde site, and bless him, he turned me on to a guy that, or a company, whatever you want to call it, that does fantastic schematics and all that, manuals and that. So I got a hold of them and got a really nice schematic on it. And we'll be looking at that too down the road. But this right here is going to be the primary. And as I go, I'm going to make sure the videos are a little bit better, and you know, everything. So everything's right. If this one isn't that good, please forgive me. I promise I'm going to work on the quality to make them better. So having said that, I'm going to get out of here for now. You can kind of see where this is going, and I'll be back real soon. So until next time, everybody, thank you so much for watching and coming in here. And you know, and if you'd like to follow my crazy adventures, I'd just love it if you could, you know, subscribe to the channel. and maybe we can build this thing up a bit. And if you think it's been, you know, somehow worthy, maybe you could give me a thumbs up. That would be really great too. You know, this is never going to be a cash cow, big time thing, but it's nice to have, you know, showing you that people kind of enjoy what you're doing. And so, with that, everybody take care. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, God bless everybody.